Hi everyone, Faisal here from Scholar. In this video, I'm going to talk about what are the important things you do need to do while working on a good, impressive CV. So let's get started. So the first thing, when you're applying for the US, you don't need to add a picture. So US standard does not like to have a picture on your CV. So I know some countries prefer to have a picture of a person whose CV is there, but in the US, no picture. So please avoid adding or pasting your picture on your CV. Number two, I've seen people adding their postal addresses, so I would highly recommend that don't add your postal addresses because they're not going to reach you by mail. So it's a user's information, so please don't add that information on your CV because when you're applying for a scholarship, you're anyways adding all your details, your documentation, everything, and you'll add your personal details over there. So there's no need to add redundant information on your CV. After that, the most crucial information I would like to give is you should definitely avoid adding typos. So there should not be any typos. If your CV has typos or there's spelling mistakes, the person who is going to review your CV will think you're not a professional person, or he will think that you're a very casual person, and that person or the reviewer is not going to shortlist your CV. So it's really important that your CV should look very professional and clean from all typos. After that, you need to make sure that formatting of your CV should be spot on. Like you need to have a very good formatting of your CV. There should not be any spaces. There should not be any capital or small letters unnecessary, which is not required. There should not be any double spacing or stuff like that. If you're using one bullet point in one section of the CV, you need to make sure the same bullet is used in other part of the CV. Every small detail is really necessary to have a very impressive CV. So make sure that your CV should have a standard font size and style. So for example, all the headings should have one style and font size as compared to if you're adding details. So every detail section should have a different font size. And also the formatting, as I mentioned earlier, is very important. So collectively, your CV should be very presentable so that when a professor or admission committee looks at it, the person should get impressed by the look of it, and it should be very easy to read as well. So bottom line is that use the same formatting style throughout the CV. Don't add different colors, like some people are like to have blue color somewhere, green color somewhere, red color somewhere. No, just use plain black and white. That will make your CV more impressive rather than having different colors, which will confuse the reader or the person who's going to review your CV. The next important thing that I would like to add is that in your experiences or in your tasks, don't just add job descriptions. You need to translate those job descriptions into achievements. For example, when I was reviewing CV of candidates or of scholarships, I always look if this person is doing a job, he's being paid for that job, right? So for example, if you just add your job description, it's not very impressive because I would think that this person is just adding those details because he's being paid to do those jobs, 5 tasks or 10 tasks, right? But I want to understand what is the outcome of that 10 tasks or 20 tasks that you did that makes you a standout applicant. So if you have been assigned a project, so what was the outcome of that project? So for example, if you're part of a sales team and you are asked to generate some revenue, I would like to know how much revenue did you generate? Or if you're a business developer and I would like to know how many businesses deals have you acquired during the process. So these things are very important and you need to translate your job description into something more achievable. So I would like to know that you need to convert your job description into achievements. Another important thing which I would like to mention is that some people put their objective at the top or they put their summary at the top of their CV. Please don't do that because it's very important that you put your achievements at the top because that's the first thing the reviewer or the professor or the admission committee or the person who's giving you scholarship or is going to review your application is going to look at what is so impressive about you. If you just add a summary, it does not add a lot of value because the summary is already presented in either in the form of essay or in the form of personal statement or motivational letter or SOP. So you don't need to waste your space and try to add more impressive stuff at the top of the CV. And lastly, I would like to say that don't add references because those references are already being covered by letter of recommendation, which is supported with your application along with your CV and your SOP or motivation letter or personal statement. I would highly encourage you to avoid these mistakes so that you can make a very impressive and presentable CV and you can get a scholarship. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, do mention in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.